Hi, welcome back to the Diaries. It's Crystal with you. I'm so glad you found me today. If you have been here before, you guys are the best. Thanks for coming back. If you haven't, yay, freshies. Today we are talking, well, it's kind of like a hybrid video. So it's going to be a get ready with me / talking about the makeup I packed and took overseas with me on my 5-week trip through the UK and Europe. This is the case that I took with me, the little makeup case, and it was just perfect. It did the job brilliantly. I got it off Amazon, so I will link that below. And yes, so we're gonna have a sit, have a chat about my trip, about life, about makeup, and put this on. So if that sounds good to you, just stay where you are. Great to have you here. Okay, so we are gonna put some makeup on the face. And I just thought I'd give you a bit of a closer look at my makeup case, which please, it is a little dirty. Just forgive me for that, okay? So the top compartment here, we have got this little zippy place where I've put eyeliners. Then we've got space to put your brushes. Then there is this little compartment here, which actually you can take out. It just has a little strip of Velcro. And so you can either have it in there or not have it in there, or you could put stuff that you might want to take out in a day bag in this pouch so that it's really easy to just take out and take with you, and you just fold the Velcro up so it doesn't get in the way. So I think that's really cool too. Personally, I don't tend to take a lot of makeup out with me, but I know some people who do. Yeah, so that's really cool. And then obviously you've got this big part here to put all your products in, and it's cool because it's quite padded. It's nice and squishy, so I like that. And I'm just really happy with this bag. I'm really happy with the size of it. I found it was a good size to travel with. Yeah, no regrets. So anyway, let's dive on in. I might zoom you in, and I just thought we would do basically one of the makeup looks that I did on my trip quite a lot. So we're gonna go from the base product that I was using a lot on my trip. Let's zoom you in a wee bit. Gosh, it's been a while since I've done one of these zoomy inny outy videos. Because obviously I've got my travel vlogs up now. If you haven't seen them and you're curious about the trip that I did across the UK and Europe, you can check that out. I'm gonna go in with the Quick Screen SPF 50 Plus. I've been enjoying this sunscreen quite a lot lately, actually. So I took this, and I also took some tinted moisturizers with me. But yeah, I did actually wear foundation most days, light coverage foundation though. And also because this trip was different to, usually when I go away to Europe, generally speaking, it's very hot because of the places that I'm in. But this time I spent more than half my trip in places that weren't hot. So it was more like a normal foundation makeup situation for me rather than makeup for super hot islandy climates. I mean, I did have some hot weather in Lisbon and Portugal, but yeah. Also, I had an earthquake. I completely forgot to mention that in my travel vlog, which is you know, kind of bizarre that I left that out. But our first night in Lisbon, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I'd only been asleep for a few hours, and everything was shaking, like crazy amounts of shaking. But because I was half asleep, I thought someone was trying to break into our hostel room because the door was like, yeah. And then after a few minutes, it just stopped. And I think I was still kind of half asleep. I think I'd actually taken a sleeping tablet. So yeah, so I was kind of a little bit out of it. And so I went back to sleep. And then in the morning, we found out it was an earthquake. It was like a 5 something earthquake. It's the biggest one I've ever been in. And yeah, and Bree slept through it. Which is just so typical of her because she sleeps like a corpse. So anyway, yeah, that was crazy. So then I'm gonna go in with my concealer that I took with me, and this is the Emco Beauty Instant Concealer. I really do like this concealer. I keep going back to it. Was that you, Bills? What's wrong? Billy's growling through the window. The shade that I've been using is Ivory. I used to use light, but I think I've just got paler. So obviously I haven't seen much sun. So I took this little mini sponge with me, and this is the one that I've been using. It's nice and mini. Oh my God, I literally didn't even bring a mirror with me. What a fool. And there's no mirror in the makeup case either, which doesn't bother me, but might bother you. Sorry, I'm just hunting for a mirror. Oh, I've actually got the one I took away with me. It's got this one, which is actually a light up mirror. So it has a little USB port in it somewhere. There it is. Has a little USB port in it. And so you can, I don't think it's charged. No, it's flat from my trip, but it lights up so you can see yourself. It's so dirty. And it has like one magnified side and one normal side. So yeah, that's the one I took away. But I don't like doing my makeup sitting down. I do my makeup standing up generally. What's going on with this eyebrow? Let's put that back. Yeah, I do my makeup standing up usually. Now, I wasn't even wearing a primer while I was away, but if I was wearing a primer, I would definitely be wearing my LYS primer, and that's the one I took to Greece last year, and it did a beautiful job. So if I'm in a hot, sweaty climate, I really like that. So yeah, just a bit of concealer. That's quite a lot of concealer. The MCO Beauty one is nice and creamy, but I think it sets nicely. It doesn't seem to accentuate any lines or anything. Yeah. Actually, I was really flattered. You'll see I've got stains on my hairline here because I had my roots done today. But it was so lovely. My hairdresser, who's a legend, Brooke, love her. She asked me what skincare I use. She's like, your skin's flawless. I'm like, it's not, but I appreciate that. And maybe from a distance. It's yeah. I mean, it's fine. My skin's pretty good, but yeah, you know. Okay. So for the first few days of my trip, I was using a combination. I actually put my MCO Beauty Ultra Stay Flawless Foundation in the shade Natural Beige and mixed that in this little pump container with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and this shade is shade 3, light medium. This is definitely more of a summer shade for me. If I use this, like if I were to use this today, I would have to really bronze up my neck. But I like this combination together, and it's the combination I wore on my last Euro trip as well. So I found that this stayed on really nicely, this Ultra Stay Foundation from MCO Beauty. So I did take that with me, and I used that for the first few days. But one of my favorite things about traveling is going to makeup stores and getting samples of foundations that I might not have access to at home. And so I did that. And for the first couple of weeks, I was wearing the Lisa Eldridge foundation, which I thought was really pretty, very natural looking, nice and radiant. And then I got a sample of the Glossier foundation, which I didn't bring. Put a pin in that. So anyway, I got a sample of the Glossier foundation when I was in Scotland, because I don't know why, they just happened to have it at a Space NK there. And I liked it so much that when I got home, I bought it. So this is the Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation. And I really enjoyed wearing this while I was away. I also, while I was away, picked up, you would have seen this if you've watched my video about the travel makeup I bought, so the stuff I bought on my trip. This is the Vieve Concealer in Light 3, and it's the Natural Radiance Concealer. And so if I didn't want to wear foundation, sometimes I would just use this with my Apavita, what is it? It's like a Skin Tint SPF 50, I think it is. And just be good with that. But today we're going to put on the Glossier one, because that's literally what I wore for most of my trip. Just because I was into it, I was vibing it. I bought this foundation brush with me, which is a double ender. Yeah, it's just a cheapie, and the hairs are starting to fall out of it now, but for some reason I just like this brush. And I like that it has the two ends for my travels. So let's pop a little bit of that on. Oh, I also got a sample of the Vieve Skin Nova while I was away. So sometimes I would pop that on underneath as well. But the Glossier foundation has a nice kind of natural finish to it anyway. So if I want to, I can always press in some of the Skin Nova over the top. Just gonna pop a little of this here. So it was a pretty amazing trip, I gotta say, that I was on, and I'm so grateful for it and for every trip I've done. And since I've come back, had some pretty bad anxiety, which I've kind of, honestly, I developed really bad anxiety over the last few years. I've always been predisposed to it, but it's been really stepping up. And I don't know if that's a combination of the health stuff with endo, being gaslit for years and years and told there was nothing wrong with me when I wanted to die because how bad the pain was. It's probably a combination of things, to be honest. And also, I'm 42. You know, I've been hearing and reading, I've been reading more as well about perimenopause and how in that you can get worse anxiety and depression. So that's interesting too. I found that really interesting. I have no idea if I'm in it, but I'm guessing I probably am because I'm in my 40s. But I have just started speaking to a new therapist. She seems so lovely. I'm really excited to finally try and deal with some of the things that have been going on for me over the last decade. And I think it's so important to find the right therapist for you, because if you don't click with them, if you don't work with their style, it's not going to work. And I was seeing someone a few years ago. He was a pain psychologist, but I wanted to talk about other things, and we just had very different styles. Whereas I think it's going to work with this new therapist, Georgia. She's lovely so far. Oh, I bought these earrings while I was in Lisbon in Portugal. They're so beautiful. Oh, I love them. They're so pretty. Yes, so doing that, I've just had my first appointment with a new pelvic physio. So I'm really excited. Hopefully she is gonna help with the pain and the inflammation and all of the things that go along with that. So I'm really excited for that. Everything is costing a fortune. $485 for my endo specialist the other day. I had to put it on credit card. I was like, if I pay that out of my bank account, then I've got like $70 to live on for the next fortnight. So yeah. Anyway, it's a lot, but I just really want to prioritize getting myself into a happy and healthy place with my body and my mind as much as I can. So that's the Glossier foundation, and I think it's really lovely. You can build that one up too. You can get some serious coverage out of that if you want. I don't know why I've got a bit of a red chin at the moment. Might need a bit of conceal there. Yeah, so I'm calling this period of my life, because my middle name is Renee, I'm calling it the Crystal Renaissance. I know, so clever. I want the next 10 years of my life to be happier and healthier than the last 10 years of my life. And that is not to say that I haven't had happy moments, because I absolutely have. But it's felt like a battle. The last 10 years have felt like a battle, majority of it. I just really want to get to a point where the next 10 years feels more like joy. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs, but yeah. And on that note, let me grab my face powder. Okay, so I went away with one Kiko Milano powder, and I came back with a different one because I dropped and broke the original one, but I'd already purchased this one and had it tucked away in my suitcase, so it was actually quite prophetic. All right, so this is the Summerproof foundation. It's the SPF 50 in light neutral 02, and the other one was a version of this as well. It was the Little Mermaid one, the packaging, and so I think they kind of bring one out every summer, which is great. I love that it has SPF in it, especially when I'm traveling. This one can also be used wet or dry, which I like. It's just a really good travel powder, and it's a good price too. So I took my little puff with me, and I used that just for my T-zone and also for like walking around if I wanted to touch up my makeup. I've always had my powder with me. And then I actually did take as well this tiny little Hourglass travel size powder, because I was using this under my eyes. I still have never found my holy grail powder. I don't know. I don't love any of them. This did the job. It's a glowing endorsement, isn't it? So I really would just set that under my eye and on my eyelid because I have oily eyelids and, you know, if it was hot, I needed things to stay put. So that was it for powder. And this is the brush I took to apply it. This is the Inglot 4SS brush. Now for bronzer / contour, I used the MCO Beauty Instant Contour Cream Bronzer, which I actually took with me last time as well. It weighs nothing. It's really great for travel. It's small and it's light. And I really like the product as well. It does have a little puffy thing. Poofs. And so I would use this same brush that I did my foundation with, and I would either apply it directly to my face or I'll just like squish some on my hand there. Blendy, blendy. So as part of my crystal renaissance, oh my gosh, I've applied for uni. Can you believe it? Yeah, I know, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. What am I thinking? Excellent question, Crystal. What were you thinking? I don't have to go, obviously, but I wanted to apply and give myself the option of going. So for those who don't know, if you haven't been here before, hi, I'm Crystal. I'm a radio announcer and also I do radio production and paneling, and I do freelance voiceover work. I'm going to tell you, the radio industry is so unstable. It's miraculous that I've managed to work in it for the last 8 years because people lose their job every day in radio. It's brutal. It's so brutal. I've just given up. Look, I just did that one straight on my face. It just depends what mood I'm in. And look, here's the thing that I've realized recently is that I have always done things that I thought would get me a decent job or just like a stable job, not even a high paying job, just a job. I've always studied things for that purpose, right? Instead of studying things that I'm actually really passionate about. And I think I'm going to try doing that instead this time because I've applied to do a Bachelor of Arts, which means I can study history, archaeology, I can study gender studies, I want to do Spanish, just adding a little more of this, and international relations. I think they're the subjects I'm most excited for. I also applied for a Bachelor of Archaeology, so we'll just see what I get into. Because I am a nerd. I am such a nerd. Like, I love history and archaeology. I listen to uni lectures for fun in bed. I know, who even am I? I also like to just kind of put some of this on my neck. And so I think it's time to study what I love and what I'm passionate about. I love radio, don't get me wrong, because I love music. Music is my greatest passion in life and always will be. And I've been lucky enough to make money out of music in one way or another throughout my life. You know, enough to not have me on the street. But radio is very unstable and I have panic attacks a lot. This is such a deep chat. I'll get back to that in a minute. But I'm going to do something very simple. I alternated a lot between using, I took this little one away with me. This was from Bodyography, and it is one of their little metallic eye cream shadows, and this is the shade Ruby. I used this quite a lot, and I also took the other color, which is Citrine. So those I used quite a bit. Unfortunately, Citrine is drying out, but Ruby is still in good condition. So I used that a lot, and I also relied very heavily on a couple of cream eyeshadow sticks. So this one from Mecca, which is the Mecca Max Zoom stick in my favorite shade that they do, which is Terracotta. I love this eyeshadow stick. It's just so, it's just such a pretty color. So I used that heaps. And I also lived in my Vieve eye wands. I love these things. I love them. You've heard me talk about these before if you're a subscriber. So I took away the two shades Camel and Vanilla, and then I bought more while I was away. which you would have seen in my other video. And if not, you can go watch that next. Which one should we do today? Let's do Vieve. Let's just do Vieve. Okay, so Camel, an eyeshadow stick color that I will never ever be without, is just the most perfect shade of brownie goodness. So, and it's so easy. I love to travel with eyeshadow sticks. I didn't take any eyeshadow powders with me. Literally just took shadow sticks and cream eyeshadows. I'm being so like slapdash with these as well, because you can be, because these eyeshadow sticks are so creamy and they give you time to play with them, but then they set and they wear really really beautifully. I was gonna say they wear really lovely, but that's a weird sentence. They do though. This is just the most perfect brown. It's warm and mid and delicious. So I'll just throw some of that on. And this routine took me no time at all, because obviously I wasn't gas bagging away. Well, actually I kind of was, because Brie and I would often just sit together and just like do our makeup. We put a lot of music on and sang while we were doing it, which was great. So I would pop on my Camel eyeshadow stick. I wasn't popping on any actual Camels. I'm just using that little mini sponge to give it a bit of a uplift there. Oh, I love that color so much. I love this mini sponge. It's just useful for so many things, and it's small, so it's great for travel. This one I think is a Real Techniques sponge. They're my favorite sponges, Real Techniques. Okay, then I would take the vanilla stick, or sometimes I would take one of my little nude highlight sticks, and often I would use one of these in the corner of my eye, and other times I would just use the vanilla eyeshadow stick from Vieve. So obviously I'm using this brush for almost everything, but I did actually bring also my little, this is the Refa brush. That was a Refa brush too, sorry. That is a 14, and this is a 3. This is the pencil brush. And I like that just to blend out the cream shadow. It just brings a little bit of lightness to the eye, but it's matte, so no glowiness. This brush is also great, obviously, for doing shadow under the eye, if that's what you want to do. Okay, apologies, my camera was overheating, and so it needed a wee little break, which, you know, we all do from time to time. It's just finishing blending this out. It's funny because you can really see how warm the color Camel is with this jumper that I have on, which is like a burgundy shade, whereas normally it looks not as warm. But I love it. I love this shade. It's beautiful. I only took a few eyeliners with me. A few, quite a lot. But let's remember, I was gone for 5 weeks. So, you know, it's not like I was just gone for a few days, because when you're in Australia, when you go places, you go for as long as you can, because it takes a lot of time and money to get there. I took with me my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Crystal Dimension liquid eyeliner, which is one of my all-time favorites. I also took the NYX Epic Ink Liner in brown, which looks black. And I took the Fenty liquid liner. This is one of their limited edition ones, Boozy Bronze. It's a really pretty metallic brown liquid liner, which I used quite a bit. And just for funsies, I also stuck in this one from Lethal Cosmetics, from the Avatar collection, which is incredible, by the way. It's one of the liquid liners from that set. I can't see the name. I don't even know if the name's on here because I took them all out of the boxes, but it's like a brownie ready golden one. It's amazing. And I used this a lot actually. So let's do this combination today. Why not? And I'll find out the name of the liquid liner for you. So this is the MAC, did I even mention this? MAC X Color XS Pencil in Nudge Nudge Ink. I use this almost daily. And I pretty much use this daily. Otherwise, I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner or the Walk of No Shame eyeliner, which is very similar to this one in shade. But I do like that this is a wind up for travel purposes. I didn't have to pack a sharpener. So I was basically just going in and doing, God, I'm making such a mess today. It's like I forgot how to do my makeup. Mostly just tight line with this one. I love this. This is the second of these pencils that I've bought. I've got them in other colors too, but it's the second one in this actual shade because I use it so much. They're really good pencils. They last so well. They don't make my eyes water. I love my Charlotte Tilbury eyeliners too, but I hate having to sharpen them. Just lazy when it comes to that. So yeah, I'm working tomorrow, doing a big shift. It's a live shift tomorrow. And I have asked to not be doing live shifts now because of how bad my anxiety has been. I have panic attack in the studio and I literally have to take a sleeping tablet the night before I do a live shift, or I just lie there awake anxious about doing it. I know that sounds insane, but it's just obviously something I'm going through at the moment. I just don't want to be doing lives because it's just, it's exhausting having that level of anxiety and having panic attacks. You wouldn't know it if you were listening to the radio. You would just be like, oh yeah, she's having a great time. And I genuinely am having a great time in the moment where I'm like speaking to someone who's called in for a competition or whatever. Like I love talking to people, but it's the time constraints and you're racing a clock the entire time you're in that studio to get things to air. And there's always some kind of tech difficulties and it's a lot. And you're always there by yourself too. And I've had anxiety forever, and everything I've done, being a singer my whole life as well, every time I would perform a gig, I would have a panic attack beforehand and I would just be petrified. And I'm like, why do I do this to myself? I don't know. Why I must love what I do to do it. I'm thinking it's just going to be good to study something and maybe have a career that doesn't give me anxiety 24/7. Okay, so that is on. Let's go in with the liquid eyeliner from Lethal. I'm trying to work out what, if anything, I want to pick up from all the holiday makeup that's getting around. I don't know. I love this eyeliner. It's so pretty. Yeah, I put up the travel vlogs, obviously, and I think, obviously, I still love makeup and I am a trained makeup artist, although it's been a long time. And I'm definitely going to keep putting makeup videos up, but I'm also just going to put up like random vlogging videos and whatever I feel like putting up because, yeah, I want this channel started because I needed something for my mental health to make me feel, I needed a creative outlet to help manage when I was going through a lot of stuff. And I love this channel for that because it has been amazing. I love editing the video. Yeah, I really enjoy it and it's been so good for me. And I was kind of trying to like get my makeup channel to a point where maybe I could even help fund the products that I'm purchasing to make the videos, but you just can't predict the growth of a channel. And I don't want to be focusing on that. I'd rather be focusing on making connections with like-minded people. And there are so many. You guys are amazing. Like, I feel so lucky and blessed to have such beautiful people watching this channel. And yeah, I hope that you'll stick around if I'm just doing random content from time to time. And you know, you can still just, if you choose, you only have to watch the beauty videos if that's what you're interested in. But yeah, I hope you'll stay with me and just see what the journey entails. Love that eyeliner. It's absolutely stunning. The shiftiness. Let me pop some on my hand because if you haven't seen the unboxing video that I did with all these, there are several videos up on this Avatar collection. I love Lethal Cosmetics. So pretty. So it goes from this like stunning orangey fiery shade and then it goes to, God, it's so hard to capture on here. I wonder if I can do it in the mirror. It goes to like a green or olive. I am absolutely not doing it the justice that it deserves, but it's like green, gold, olive, brown. Oh, look at that gold. Anyway, I'm obsessed with it and I wore it a lot. I wore it a lot on my trip because I was in kind of, you know, cooler places like Scotland and Ireland, and it just gave me a little bit of something that I enjoyed. You do need to let it dry before you open your eyes, which I didn't do, but it dries very quickly. Okay, so yeah, as far as mascara goes, I, as always, took my Opening Act Lash Primer from Tarte with me. This is the travel size, which you can buy, and it comes with a little, I think it comes with a mascara as well, if you don't want to buy the full size one. Great for travel, this size. And the mascara I took was my Tartelette XL. So I'm already like thinking about where I'm gonna go next on my travels. I have absolutely $0 to do it with, but I will save and save and save and save and save, and I will make it work because it's the thing I love most. You have to tell me where your favorite places you've traveled to are. You don't have to use a lash primer, obviously. I think this trip was cool because it was in, you know, cooler places, and we had a bit more time in Scotland and Ireland. I was able to take my time a little bit with my makeup and just enjoy what I was doing. Normally I'm just like in such a hurry. I'm just like straight out all the time. Lisbon was pretty crazy like that. It was packed and it was hot. So again, I wasn't doing a whole thing like this in Lisbon. In Lisbon, it was more like tinted moisturizer, blush, inner corner highlight for my eye, and some mascara. But honestly, I could do this routine in no time. I could smash this out. It's so easy. It's just that I'm taking a lot of time because I'm chatting. Still love this mascara. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do a video soon where, oh, it's always good to put it on your face. I swear, when I do my makeup sitting down, I make such a mess. When I do it standing up, I'm fine. But honestly, I don't know, I don't know what it is. Now this mascara is old. I need to replace it, so it's getting a little bit clumpy, but it's fine. It's generally not clumpy at all. I don't mind a bit of clump though. I think it's because, you know, I'm essentially a 90s girl, so clumpy rock star lashes were in. It's like that Courtney Love rock star sitch. I'm trying to think what else happened along my trip that I didn't tell you about. The earthquake was the big one. After I watched the video when I put it up, I was like, oh my God, I didn't even mention that I was in an earthquake. I mean, Lisbon has earthquakes quite often, I think, and obviously the buildings are amazing. I was in Old Town, so these buildings are old, but they are built to last, baby. So I'm excited and nervous about this uni situation. Oh, I don't know if I can even retain knowledge anymore. I have so much brain fog all the time, but I'll get there. And I don't know, it's just making me excited, the idea of learning about things I'm passionate about again, you know? It's exciting. I don't find out for a little while yet if I got in, so it's gonna be hard wait. And my camera's baking again. Bear with me. So while I was waiting for my camera to just chill out, I went ahead and touched up my brows. I took away with me the Benefit Brow Powder, currently using 4.5. And I also took away the Benefit 24-hour Brow Setter in just the mini travel size. Both of these products are fabulous. They just withstand anything, basically. So love those. And obviously took a little teeny weeny angle brush to apply those with. I really took a very minimal amount of brushes with me because I knew I wasn't taking powder eyeshadows either, so I didn't really need much, just kind of a blender and a little, you know, liner. So let's do blush. Now, anyone who's been here before already knows what I took with me. Come on, guess. Hello, Danessa Myricks Lip and Cheek Palettes. The last time I went away to Europe, I took this one with me, which is the Dew It Flirty palette. This time, I took both the Dew It Flirty and the Dew It Undercover palette because I was doing winter and summery climates. So I wanted to have that choice. And they're just the best to travel with. They're like infallible. They don't break. My skin looks radiant in them. And what other colors could I possibly need that I don't have in this little set of 8? Yeah, exactly. So today we are going to go with, I don't even know what lips I'm going to put on. I think we're going to go with this one. For blush and for cream highlight, I took away this little e.l.f. I like this brush. It's the e.l.f. Putty Blush brush. So I will go into this one. These are actually really pigmented, so maybe tap it off on your cheek if you're a fair lady like myself. These are they're just perfect for travel. They're perfect for travel. Don't even need a highlighter when I wear these because they make my skin look so darn healthy. And yeah, I wasn't doing it. I barely do it at home either, but I'm not really worried about contouring, and I'm just more of a chill, looking healthy, glowy, radiant kind of gal. I don't need to be chiseled. Leave that to the band. Cold Chisel. That's a very Australian reference. Iconic Australian band. Beautiful. That color's beautiful. And then the only highlighter I took with me, I took these two, which I showed you a little bit earlier, because I would also use them in the corner of my eye from time to time. So I bought this one is the Nude Sticks in, oh God, I've used these so much, the writing's worn off. One of them's Bubbly Baby and one of them is not. Honestly, one of them's just warmer than the other one, honey something. So this is just the more champagne-y of the two. I love nude sticks. I'm a big, big nude sticks fan. And I was going to take my nude sticks all over colors, which I love, but the packaging, like, they're quite fat. And so I had them there, and then I was trying to decide, and I was like, instead, I'm just going to take these palettes with me because, you know, I can have one, like a couple of fat nude sticks with, so 2 or 3 colors, or I can have all of these. So I ended up taking the Danessa Myros, but I do love my nude sticks. So that is, that's pretty much what I would do most days. And then somebody tell me next time I go away to not be an idiot if I think I'm gonna pack lip liners. I love these lip liners from Sephora. They're really great, but I never wear lip liner. Even at home, I wear it like once in a blue moon. It's really not something I wear regularly. And I did not wear these the entire time. Luckily, they don't take up much space. I do not need to pack lip liners, okay? Can you just remind me next time? Just be like, Crystal, put the lip liners down. And I tried to take kind of a lipstick that would cover any of the groups. So I've got all these little cute travel size lip products. This was from Bobbi Brown. This is the Red Apple lip, well, it's like a lip lacquer, and it's a really beautiful red color. Love that. Took that with me for any occasions I might be going out at night to a club or whatever. I took a couple of, what did I take? Oh, I took this little lipstick from Pat McGrath, the Matte Trance lipstick in, I think it's Executive Realness. Bloody hell, honestly. So that's more of a deeper pink. Then I took I always travel with this. I need to buy a new one soon. It's my mini nude sticks. It's the Dewy Bloom, so it's the more radiant one, and this is the shade Bohemian Rose, which I adore and have been wearing for years and taking away for years. I also took a tiny little one from Charlotte Tilbury. This shade is Walk of No Shame. This little teeny mini one. And I took Tarte Mini in the shade Rose. This is the lipstick, not the gloss, but it's really balmy and beautiful. So those kind of covered my bases. So I was pretty happy with that selection. And of course I wanted to buy makeup while I was away too, so I didn't want to take excessive amounts of stuff. So let's just pop on, I reckon, let's go Walk of No Shame. And then I can always pink it up if I need to. So Walk of No Shame from Charlotte Tilbury. We had like, I've told you about this before, but got some shonky neighbours over the road. And apparently they arrested someone yesterday morning. And there were cop cars, like Star Force cop cars, so like the unlabeled ones outside, and there were cops coming in and going out of the house. And and at one point it was kind of awkward. So I just got back from walking Billy. And so I've come back through the back gate and I wanted to see what was going on over the road because, you know, as you do. And I couldn't see over the gate. So I literally at one point like jumped, like jumped up. And just as the cop turned around, so he would have seen my little head just like, they must get that all the time. But anyway, yeah, who knows? The rest of my neighbors are amazing. So it's just that one dodgy house. All right, that's it. That's the full face of stuff. Oh, sorry, let me just put my moles back in. I did take my mole pen with me. Okay, so I've just zoomed you out again. I'm gonna have to change my battery over in a sec, but basically that is everything that I took away with me to do my makeup while I was overseas. And the only thing that I would really definitely leave behind next time are my lip liners. So unnecessary for me. I don't use lip liner. I did buy like 3 new lip liners while I was away too, Lisa Eldridge ones that are so nice. But you know, on special occasions, I'll whip them out. But yeah. So unnecessary. But yeah, so that's what I took. And if you're wondering, let's just quickly recap the brush situation. So the only brushes that I took were, oh God, now there's someone over the road just like revving car engines. I have no idea what's going on. Anywho, so yeah, the brushes I took, just these bad boys. Actually, I didn't take that one. That's come in there since I got home. Okay, so the double ender, I've got the blush brush, this is my powder brush, I've got a blender, a little one for the inner corner and underneath. This is for my brow powder, and then just a shader brush here, which I probably could have left behind actually, didn't even need that one. So that's all the brushes that I took. Also, oh, I just wanted to tell you, perfumes that I took away. I took these beautiful travel size perfumes that I have from Recreation, Bondi Beach. The fragrances are this Love of Mine, which is like a jasmine floral fresh fragrance, and this one, which is Call Me Venus. And I love this fragrance, the rosy one, but they have since redone the formula and I'm too afraid to buy it because this is like my perfect perfume. It's so beautiful and I'm afraid I'm not gonna like the new one. But these were amazing to take away. They are non-toxic Australian made perfume brands, which I love. I do non-toxic perfumes because I get migraines. So I either wear essential oils or very clean perfume fragrances. Oh, and finally in my makeup bag, I took this little brush switch. So I have like a big spongy one that I use at home, but this one was just a ColourPop one and I took it away just to clean off my brushes in between using them. So that's everything that was in my makeup bag. I hope you've enjoyed that. I did also just grab, just because I wanted to show you this bad boy. So this is the toiletry bag I took away and I really, really like it. I got it off Amazon. I can put the link there for you. And it's just the perfect, it was just so convenient to hang places. It fit everything I needed into it. I've got just my, yeah, like shampoos, body washes and stuff in there. Also for curly haired girls, I took away this sexy beast. This is a plopping net. So it's kind of, it acts as a diffuser when you don't have a hairdryer with a diffuser on it. So yeah, that actually worked. That was from Amazon too. I didn't have high hopes, but it did do the trick. So yeah, oh, my nipple covers if I don't want to wear a bra. I hate wearing bras. And yeah, so that was my travel bag that I got off Amazon. It was brilliant. I did get this one sent to me free before I went away because it came with a purchase I made from Bagsmart. But it was too big. It was way too big. Like it's look at this, it's massive. But if you want to take full-size bottles with you somewhere, then this is the bag for you. It would do for that, but way too big for me. Way too big for me. So there, that's everything I wanted to show you today. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope that you will consider subscribing before you leave if you've had a good time chilling with me. And if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments below. Don't forget to tell me where you love to travel to. What are some of the best places you've been? They don't have to be far away. You know, if you go somewhere local that you think is amazing, tell me that. All right, I will be back with you very soon here at the Diaries. Take care.